Go for it.
Okay. All right, Phil.
Okay.
Here's what no one's discussing. The
Yeah.
fact that,
Why does
right?
this impact? Let's start again. So we
Okay.
have an edit point.
Mhm. You asked, okay, ask the question, Phil.
Okay. Ready, interview, cut. Hey, Pamela Norris, how does this virus situation impact Ice Buddy?
I'm glad you asked that, Phil. Here's what no one is discussing. Right now, in the labs, the scientists are trying to create a vaccine to address this pandemic. Everything they are creating in the lab has to stay refrigerated because ultimately the vaccine that they create will also have to stay refrigerated. All vaccines are refrigerated. So here's what no one's discussing. How are they going to transport the vaccine once it's created to the people to once they do quarantines and they've told everybody you can't leave your house or your high-rise apartment building because the vaccine will have to be refrigerated. The Ice Buddy cooler gives them a way to transport the vaccine from a hospital center or a lab center out into the community where a healthcare worker can now then go door to door to people's homes and inoculate them, or go into high-rise apartment buildings and go apartment to apartment and inoculate them while keeping the vaccine cold the entire time, which can happen in the Ice Buddy cooler. What you don't want to happen is to now have a vaccine available at a hospital center and then tell people come out of quarantine and come into the city so we can inoculate you. Because while they're transporting themselves from their apartment or house to the hospital center, they're going to be infecting everybody along the way. And that's what you don't want. It's counterproductive. Also, there are people that are in outlying areas that are hard to get to. Indian reservations, living up on mountaintops, who are going to need to receive that vaccine. And globally, there are people in very remote locations that are hard to reach, and that vaccine is going to have to be transported to them because, again, you don't want them coming into city center to receive that treatment. So you need to have a way to move a vaccine that has to stay refrigerated at all times to remote areas. Our Ice Buddy cooler can be delivered by drone to remote areas. It can be airlifted by a helicopter and get to people. So we're talking about, right now, everybody's just talking about the virus, people being infected, getting sick, dying, and that a vaccine is in process, but it's going to be almost a year before it's ready. Nobody's talking about what is the delivery system going to be for delivering that vaccine then. Here's the second thing no one's talking about. It will take a year for the vaccine to be ready. During this year, we are getting ready to go into the hurricane season come June 1st. What's going to happen to all the research that's being done now to create the vaccine when the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the earthquakes, fires, etc., happen during this next 12-month period while research is being done, and it knocks out the electricity? And if it knocks it out for an extended period of time, like it did in Puerto Rico, like it did in Louisiana during Katrina, etc., all the research that's being done now will be lost. Because, as I said, the research being done now has to stay refrigerated. If we lose electricity for an extended period of time, we will be back at square one. No one is discussing the prevention of losing all these biologicals that are going to ultimately result in a great vaccine should electricity go down during the next 12 months. This is what Ice Buddy was built for, to keep it viable in the labs, in the hospitals where the researchers are creating it. It can keep it, we can make this in pallet size to go into those big refrigerated units so that 24/7, their research is staying safe in the refrigerator. So if the refrigerator loses its electricity, the biologicals will stay safe.
Wow. Well, Pamela, as a consultant, I can't help but ask this next question.
Yes.
Where is the low-hanging fruit for you to approach so you can get a purchase order and a deposit?
Well, we are doing everything we can to get the orders. We have been in touch with the Chinese government. I am also, besides a U.S. citizen, a German citizen. I have dual citizenship. I yesterday got in touch with Chancellor Angela Merkel's office. So we've reached out to Germany. As a German citizen, I'm also concerned about the fact that yesterday Merkel announced that her scientists have said that although they're at 500 people who are infected, just like the US, that her scientists, however, are saying that they are going to have 2/3, 70% of the German population will get this virus before this is over. I need to make sure that Germany also has this product. We, of course, have reached out to the US to no avail at this point, but we'll continue. We're here for everybody. And China, of course, our manufacturers have reached out to them because of the numbers of people that need it, and we have the ability to provide this globally.
Pamela, wouldn't it the individual states be the best approach as opposed to going for the federal government?
Oh, well, we've done that as well. Yet Senator Hirona, who is the senator for Hawaii, who came to Maui and saw me win the Small Business Administration's Innovate Her contest in 2016. I sent her a personal email yesterday reminding her about this and to let her know that she can again tell Congress that her state has the solution to the transportation problems, and when they're ready to send out the virus vaccine, and also to prevent it from being lost should there be a natural disaster in the next 12 months. So we have reached out to her. We have also reached out, my VP is in Maryland, she's reaching out to the Maryland senators. Now, we have talked to these senators over the years. They are aware of this, but up to now, nobody's done anything. But maybe this will make people again remember that they saw something that could save lives. And we are reminding them that we continue to stand ready to help the citizens of the United States. We have the product. We have the US manufacturers who are calling us every day saying, we're ready. We're gearing up. We see the need for this. And as soon as you're ready to go, we're ready to go. So,
well, Pam, I hope when you're rich and famous, you'll remember us.
It's not about becoming rich and famous for me. It's really about saving lives. That's what I've been committed to. And that's all I'm trying to do.
Amen.
I just want to continue to be here for the people of the world to save their lives. And we have a product that can help do that. We just want to be part of the solution.
End of interview.
Thank you.
Good edit cut. Oh, great job, Pamela. That was beautiful.
That was absolutely amazing. And thank you, Mr. Phil, for asking the questions, because that's actually what we're going to be discussing today. The coronavirus, how your business is impacted, and how you can ethically use the coronavirus for your business. If you've been watching Antonio, how he has been doing the videos about the coronavirus, how it's affecting your business, what you should do about it, and how you can, and how you as a business can take it and utilize it to benefit your business ethically. And I keep saying that purposefully. Antonio said it doesn't have to be ethically, but we're teaching you ethically, because there will be those that will take it and will use it in an unethical way, and we don't want that. So what we're going to focus on today is how you can take your business, how you can take your business, what's going on, and how can you utilize the coronavirus in your business? How can you, where does it fit in your business? So Ms. Pam, thank you very much for everything. Thank you very much for everything that you just posted at what you just said. That was absolutely amazing. So if you heard what she was saying, how can you do the same for your company? How can okay. So what Mr. Phil asked Miss Pam an amazing question. He asked her, how does Ice Buddy, how does the coronavirus and the situation with the coronavirus fit within Ice Buddy? How do they fit together? So Ms. Pam began to explain what's going on. First thing I need everybody to understand, if you are not knowledgeable about what's going on when it comes to your industry, you're killing yourself. You will not be successful. I promise you, anything going on about weather, about war disasters, weather disasters, anything going on, Miss Pam is on top of it. If you follow the Ice Buddy page, which I hope you are doing, because she is as accurate, if not even more accurate than the news. She is on top of her industry. She is on top of her business, her product, everything. She is on top of it. So she was, because of that, she was able to break down and explain what's going on with the coronavirus, how it's going to affect the world. She even knows the time frame in when the antivirus will be vaccination. Thank you. When the when the vaccines will actually be completed, because right now they're still doing experiments. She knows a year from now is when the vaccine will be completed. In the process of that, she knows how much of the country will be affected by that time. Then she went along to explain what's going to be needed. People are going to be quarantined. Things are going to happen. Electricity is going to go out. Then she further went to explain how, when the vaccine is ready, they're going to need to transport it to all of these areas that are quarantined, which means they most likely won't have any electricity, because where movies have been just entertainment for us, in the same token, there's some truth to those, so pay attention. She further explained to how when they start administering it, they're going to need to carry it with them from door to door to door to door to these homes, to these apartment complexes, and they're going to need to be chilled at the same time. So how does Ice Buddy fit within the system? Well, they can put the vaccines inside of the Ice Buddy, so as they're going from door to door to door to door, they don't have to worry about anything happening to the vaccine, and it's still holding its effectiveness because it's still chilled at the degree that it needs to be chilled to. Then she went further to explain how Ice Buddy will allow them to get to places that are untouched, like she said, reservations, areas in other parts of the country that are untouched that people need to get. It's a specific word that you use, Miss Pam. Remote.
Drones.
And she's been speaking with other companies to be able to get medicines to remote areas where they can attach the Ice Buddies to drones to be able to get them to where they need to go. She was able to break down how Ice Buddy goes into what's going on with the coronavirus today. Then she went further to explain how, because she has dual citizenship, she was able to reach out to the other country she has dual citizenship in to speak to them as well, and now knows the projections over there as well. Can you do that? Can you break down how your company can fit into what's going on with the coronavirus? If you have been paying attention to Antonio's teachings, you will see how he has broken down how it will affect the industry, how it will affect the economy. Not only that, how it will affect the middle class. We are in the process of helping you walk out of the middle class into your billions. So you need to understand you will be affected. Those around you will be affected. How does your business fit? within what's going on with the coronavirus. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because it is extremely important. And Antonio's been talking about the recession. If you was listening today, you would understand that everything about the coronavirus is going to speed up.
I haven't released that video yet.
Oh,
It ain't came out yet.
my apologies.
It'll come out in a couple hours.
My apologies. That'll be out in a couple of hours. So you can watch that in a couple of hours. But how does any natural disaster, how does any type of disaster affect the economy, and how are you going to ethically use that for your company? If your company is truly what you say it is, if your company is to help others, if your company is created to help others, to do this and to do that, how are you utilizing what's going on with your company effectively? Recessions, natural disasters, in-house disasters. Oh, okay, boss man, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna come right back to you. Let's break that down. Pam Norris went to medical side of the coronavirus, and according to what you just said, in transportation and in vaccination. Yes, okay, that's how her company fit in there. So go to each person's company. Oh, and I did this, since you leaked one of the videos. I just did the top eight ways the coronavirus is going to hurt the middle class. That's coming out later today. But I can assure you there are top 8 ways that I can think of which coronavirus in itself is going to smash, absolutely just obliterate the middle class. And if you watch long enough, number 8 is the scariest. Number 8 most certainly is. Number 1 and 2 you can't do nothing about. Number 8 is the scariest. And then the other day I did something about 3 things in the coronavirus. So mine have been economic, or from an economical perspective, and actually might have just been from an economical perspective. I haven't even touched business, so to speak. I've literally touched the economic devastation that the coronavirus will have on middle class economics is what I did. So you have Pam Norris doing vaccination and transportation, or logistics, it's a better word for that. And I would, let's see, Lisa Jones says, virus scare won't help my biz, only hurt it. Right. So that's what we're going to break down, because we're not talking about scare. And that's what we're going to break down. In fact, the way I opened up this video, I said, everybody relax, don't panic. However, if you're in the middle class, you should be afraid, right? Don't panic, but you should be afraid because you're in the middle class. And then I break down why, and what I mean by afraid and all sorts of stuff like that. So we're not talking about panic. That's why Deanna said ethical ways. Now, you don't have to be ethical. You could be like all the news stations and just, peddle fear. But if all the attention is in a place, you need to be in that place. Okay, this is not the time for any of you, anybody listen to me, this is not the time for your righteousness to keep you in poverty. You can never be poor enough to help poor people. You never be sick enough to help sick people. Okay. I got Lisa. So we're going to work it out. We're going to give Lisa some great clarity and everybody else. Now, your church, Ladale, should be finding a way to address this, and not just in some sermon. I've seen the other day the kingdom response to the coronavirus, which nothing wrong with that. Of course, I didn't listen to the message, but nothing wrong with that at all. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, especially if you're saying being fair and kind and not racist, right? Don't have any Asian racism going on, anything like that. But all of you need to, didn't you say, Phil said, where's the low-hanging fruit? You need to identify where the low-hanging fruit is, and you need to position yourself in front of that fruit. All right. Autoimmune diseases is a way that Michelle G can come from. Now you're going to have to position your nonprofit to care about and to show people you care. See, Pam Norris has a plan. Now she's got to tell that story, doesn't she? That's what we're here for on Thursday. So you got the plan down. Before you in this call, we're going to teach you how to tell the story. All right, that's good. Yeah, we're going to teach you how to tell that story that is profitable for you and for anyone listening, because the only way to be profitable is to serve people. It might help. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Let's Talk Wednesdays, online support. Group a lot of people in isolation. There you go. See? So Lisa can take her Let's Talk Wednesdays that's coming up, and that she can say, my company, my brand is having an online support Zoom call for anyone affected by or knows someone affected by the coronavirus. Here you can get support and facts. No panic. You get it? There you go. And then she records all that, and then she doesn't have to sell construction of the houses, because they're people, and they all live somewhere in a house. And somewhere there's something that, yes, facts got to get researched, no doubt. That's what she just said in her chat. Somewhere they live in a house, and somewhere, since you're getting their attention, when they find out, oh, you have a construction company? I sure do. Tell me about it, because you've really been a blessing to me. And then that is how that works. Okay? That's how that works. Gianna, let's split this in a bunch of little sections, because by the end of this challenge for me and you, what we first going to do is we're about to identify, and I'm asking that 100% of you participate, but whoever participates, that's who's going to benefit, that's for sure. We want to identify where your company fits in the coronavirus. Forget the panic. We'll come to that second. Just for Pam Norris, it's logistics and vaccination, and even the education of that. She's telling people, stop letting the false prophets tell you this is going to be over tomorrow. Stop and stop letting people tell you this is like the flu. Let's say it's exactly like the flu. That's cool, but we have checks and balances for the flu. We don't have a checks and balances for this strain of what is the coronavirus. So right now it is unchecked, which makes it different from the flu, because it's unchecked version of the flu. We don't have any stops right now, and people obviously don't wash their hands. I'm not sure why that is a thing, but yeah, so be it. She did logistics and all that stuff. I've only focused. Can you remember my top three? What was the three? I don't remember for the life of me. Yeah, somewhere on one of these pages. Anyway, I did it, and I'm not sure. I post way too much, so going down my timeline is going to take way too long. Way too long to go down my timeline. Anywho, I'm sure I did economics. It was 3 something. So that's us. With Deanna, we're going to start with you. I'm going to have you, when you're going to say how your company or brand fits into the coronavirus. And that's going to be 3 examples. I would say Grace, Pam, myself, and then you, and then everybody will be able to launch forward because I got 3 examples. Pam? So you're going to take, and the reason I'm doing this is you're like, holy crap, I don't have a company. I do have a company, but it's more intellectual, and I'm more of a consultant. Yes, but you got a plan. There you go. So that's everybody. You get it? I got an educational institution, so to speak, platform. So if you have a platform, there's an example. if you literally have a manufacturing company in which you are in the medical field, Pam Norris, your example, or if you are your product, and if your consultations is your product, and your intellectual properties is your product, and you don't have a physical product or a platform, Deanna's about to give you an example. Let's roll.
So the Demery Group is a digital marketing firm. How we fit within it is when it comes to companies, just like what we're doing now, if you don't know how to explain, this is what we're going to do, we just don't know how to tell the world, we'll help you develop that story. Because marketing is just a story. Marketing is just breaking down a story to explain to someone why your brand is it, or explaining who your brand is. So if you're starting off, so if this is how you start, so Miss Pam is her story is saving lives. So this falls naturally into her story. But like Miss Lisa has a construction company, but now she has started something else. So yeah, I have a construction company, but because of the things that I've experienced in life, because of this and because of that, I also understand how you also need someone there to just be there for you and support you more morally and psychologically. So I have developed this during this crucial time to be able to assist those who are going to be shut in, who won't be able to have any type of communication with the outside world. I created this part of my organization specifically for that. We help you develop the story to explain it, because who is going to understand how a construction company is going to help during this time? She just said it'll hurt her company more than it'll help her company. But with what she just developed, we can help her break down and create that story on, okay, look, I understand you know me for this, but let me explain something else to you. There's another side to my story. This is the other side to Lisa Jones. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. One of the greatest things that I have learned about marketing is all about storytelling. So how does the Demery Group fit with the coronavirus? How do we ethically fit with the coronavirus? We help you take another aspect of your story, because there's always different aspects. No worries, Ms. Lisa, we got you covered. There's always different aspects to your story. Yes, you have one story, but that one story has this scene, that scene, this scene, that scene, just like a movie. We help you take this scene, explain your story. Take this scene, explain your story. Where the Demery Group is a digital marketing firm, we also help with personal development. We also understand the psychological aspect to things. In order to be in marketing, you have to also understand psychology as well. You have to understand the perception. You have to understand how people think, how people move, how people feel. So during any type of a disaster, during a recession, during a natural disaster, during anything, we understand, okay, the general mindset of everyone is fear. How do we help that? Provide this. So how do we explain why we're providing this? Well, this is how we break down that story. Every story has to come from our personal experience. So we break it down that way. Boss man?
Fantastic. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Obviously, let me back up real quick. And you have a really great way. I almost paused you, but I'm glad I didn't, because it was going to be two different things. I want you to teach now. What is marketing? You have a great definition somewhere written down. All right. She's going to pull up what is marketing, and it is really, it's really good. It's one of those humor consultants definitions. I'm not sure if y'all have been around the humor consultants long enough, but they have really simple ways of saying powerful things that make everyone go, oh yeah, right? They're really good at that. You know, if I ask Phil right now, so Phil, what's a sale? He's got, let's say, Phil, how would you define a sale, Phil? Yeah, listen to this brilliance that this is going to come up this guy's brain.
You want me to do it now?
Yeah, do it now, man.
Communicating to make common, in a way, your style, to produce a mutually agreed upon response that's best for all parties.
Freaking brilliant. And I put him on the spot. You can tell he said that 1,000 times before, right? So Deanna's going to do her best humor consultant's impression and give to you a simplified version of something that everyone has written hundreds of thousands of books on, and she's going to give it to you the way Phil just gave it to you sales. Go ahead. She has a really good definition of marketing.
Marketing is the act of changing someone's belief with the intent of purchase.
See, real short, just like Phil. That doesn't make no sense. Do it again. Do it again.
Marketing is the act of changing someone's belief with the intent of purchase.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Deanna, may I add a word?
Yes, sir.
By changing or reinforcing one's belief. You don't necessarily want to change somebody's belief. You may want to reinforce. They already have this belief, and you're going to reinforce it.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I am adding that as we speak now.
Now it's all the way humor consultants approved. There we go. There we go. Right? No, that's classic. No, that's good. It's. I think I'm pretty sure it's Les Brown. I'm almost sure it's Les Brown, or it could even be Phil and Susan at this point. I'm not even sure. I have so much people and information in my head. Your job is to make the fewest words go the furthest. Like, that's the point of professional speaking. It's what the humor consultants are going to teach you every chance they get. You know, how can you make the fewest words travel the furthest? That's the keynoter that the audience will remember. So these two definitions. So when everything Deanna did was tell us what she was saying was, here at the DeMarie Group, we're going to help you craft. I'm going to just make this up on the spot. We want to help you get in my zone. Here at the DeMarie Group, we're going to help you find your position, your plan, and your profit inside of any global event. It's made up off the top of my head. That's it.
I love it.
I probably, okay, you love it. I got to try to do it again. I know I said. Here at the DeMarie Group, we're going to help you find your plan, your position, and your profit inside of any global event. Okay, and you can wordsmith that later, but that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. Now, why did alliteration come out? I don't know. It was on the spot. The universe paid me back for putting Phil on the spot. So there you go. It didn't take long for that instant karma to come up. It didn't take long at all. That's what the word instant implies. But that's what you basically said. In my little marketing brain, that's what you basically said. So that's how the DeMarie Group fits in the coronavirus. Get it? Now, who do you, Deanna, I'll let you, let me see, not a good storyteller, good. By the end of this video, in fact, you know what? No. We'll do it. We'll keep getting everyone's thingamabobbies. Well, actually, let me ask you out. So we gave you 3 examples. Let me poll the audience. Would you like me to teach you how to tell your story in this, and then when Deanna asks you how you fit in it, you can fit in it with a story? Or do you want to, you get it? That's the smartest thing, because you're going to stumble. All right, so this is what you need. I'm going to use my whiteboard. This is how you're going to do your story, ladies and gentlemen. This. Oh yeah. This whiteboard. Sorry, I forgot there's a whiteboard behind me. She was getting ready to start moving furniture and stuff. No. I mean, yeah, I can see this whiteboard, right? Fantastic. This is what I want you to do. I want you, if you're a professional speaker, I want you to do 2 things. I want you to forget everything you know just for a second, be empty, and I'm going to split your story in two. And then once you understand how I split it, then put back on everything that you know. Because if you're a professional speaker, if you know how to tell your story and how to hold the crowd, whatever, it's going to work out for you greatly. It's going to work out for you greatly, but there is a formula that you need first to put your natural gifts and skills on it. Am I communicating? Pam Norris, help me out. Am I communicating this properly? Because all of you are, I think everyone here is a professional speaker. Yeah, all of you got keynote experience. Michelle G, she's so much of a professional speaker. She just did a keynote in a mask last month or something, you know. She just did that. So here we go. I want you all to split your story in two. Actually, I'm gonna redo that. Actually, all right, everybody got a blank screen here. You got a blank screen. Everybody sees a blank screen. Can you still see my little board here? You still see my whiteboard? Okay, good. This is what your audience, you know what? All right, I'm splitting my screen in half. There we go. Now I feel comfortable. I'm going to say what the audience is going to see, and then what you are actually doing. Okay? Audience is going to see what you're doing. It's a split in half. What the audience is going to see is one story. What you're going to see is two stories. Okay? That's what I need y'all to process. Your audience is going to see one story. You are going to see two stories. Well, yeah, you're going to see two stories because you're actually going to do two stories. And if you got all that professional speaker background, then you're going to do 50 stories inside your two stories. But that's a different, we'll say that for the Bureau of Diverse Speakers. I need someone, at least one person, that is allowing me to communicate to you that I haven't really explained anything yet, but I am telling you, your audience is going to see one thing, but you're going to actually do two things. Am I properly communicating that? Anybody with a head nod or a
yes.
voice? Okay, good. I can erase this whole thing. Now I can go faster. Good stuff. This is what it looks like, y'all. 14 seconds. And then the rest. Simple as that. Remember I asked you, professional speakers, do me a favor and forget what you know real quick. This is what I was talking about. See, I knew this. Remember when a couple of classes ago, Denise Hill was like, hey, you had a 15-second thing and you didn't say I knew it was great, but you didn't get to the point, and the 50 seconds I didn't know. Well, I took what I already knew and I said, well, I should have put that everywhere. If I was knowingly doing a YouTube video, I would have did this. And I just realized, you know what? There is no such thing as a YouTube video anymore. It's all videos. 14 seconds, and then the rest. Now, what I've just done is I've said the same thing twice, just on two different levels. Your audience sees one thing, you see two things. I just explained the two things. I'm going to do it again now. Layers. I teach this way because I'm creating wrinkles in your brain. That 14 seconds, Pam, can be anywhere between 14 to 30 seconds. We're just going to say 14 seconds. then the rest is what you already do professionally anyway. Everybody follow me? I'm going to break this down even more. In the 14 seconds, what you need to do is what Deanna teaches as hook, story, pitch, all in 14 seconds. And then when that's over, the rest. First section is hook, story, pitch in 14 seconds, then the rest. So any of you professional speakers, when I kindly ask you to dump your brain, pick your brain back up with the rest. All that stuff you know well, don't dismiss it. It'll make you better in the rest. I ask you to empty your brain to let you know that we're going to be splitting what you know up in two. Why has that changed? If you're a speaker, if you've been speaking, if you did any professional or public speaking from 1930 to 2010, good job. All of that applies right here. And the rest. The internet forced me to add in this part that I'm teaching you now. Yes, the internet has changed the way not the way you do this. I'm not even sure how to define this. You just need this now. Our attention span, how to stand out on the internet, it's just a bunch of stuff. Right? So clear one more time. Hook, story, pitch, now happens in 14 seconds. And then you do hook, story, pitch, all that training over and over and over. All your illustrations, all in the rest. Now I'm going to show you what that looks like. So that's it. That was me teaching you that fast. That's it. It's just that simple. Split it in two, hook, story, pitch, and then stuff. Okay? Whatever stuff means. Stuff. Is this fair to everybody? All right, good stuff. Now, I'm going to show you this in action with a couple of videos, and I think all of you would be happy and whole and stuff, whatever, right? Happy, whole, blessed, highly favored, all that stuff y'all be saying. All that stuff y'all be saying. Cool. I'm gonna pick. My screen is. I'm doing so much on my computer, so please allow the ridiculousness of my computer to be ridiculous. This is this is Mr. Boss. FTW stands for the win. He's a very verified user. He does a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff. I want you all, you can see this, right? Mm-hmm. Right. I want you all to watch how he does it. Actually, look at the commercial. Hey, how's it going, guys? That commercial was 5 seconds and it told a full story. 6 seconds. It told a full story. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you why this is so important, but we'll come in and see. This is a gaming video, y'all. You probably don't know anything about this, and that's okay. I actually play and own this game, and I'm addicted to it. That's perfectly okay. I want you all to pay attention to the first 14 seconds. See if he gets your attention, tells you a story, and convinces you to keep watching. Everybody write that down. get my attention, tell me a story, convince me to keep watching. That's basically the point of this 14 seconds. Because someone's going to say, but my industry is different. It means nothing. Me and Deanna hear it all the time. Your selling isn't different. Telling a story isn't different. What is different is your industry. But your industry doesn't make money. How you sell your industry makes money. Ain't that right, Pam Norris? You can have all the ice butters you want to stacked up in the garage until you tell a story. You know? Yeah, have a distribution system. Yeah, some traffic hitting the website. You just got a really good invention. Yes, get my attention. Tell me a story, and then convince me to keep watching. This is extremely important. It's so important. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. This is, y'all, Adonia, your podcast needs to follow this. You like that today too? All right. Your podcast needs to follow this. I'm not telling you this is fair. I'm just telling you the internet did this. Us millennials and mess something else up again. Right? That's us. We did this. So if you have in your mind how to sell and how to tell your story, don't lose it. Keep it, because it's gonna when Phil understands what I'm saying, it's gonna make him better at this. Because he has all those gifts already. Those gifts that he has are for the rest. I'm just asking you, give me the first 14 seconds. Get it? I want you to watch it. The first it could be 14, it could be 15, it could be 5, could be, but it's not more than 30. You can even do a minute, but let's just stick with 14 seconds, okay? Let's just stick with 14 seconds. That minute just needs to be really awesome to hold someone's attention. And if you're going to spend a minute convincing me to keep listening to you, and I only want to be here for 7 seconds, you know, that minute needs to be awesome. I need to be running around in some Speedos, you know. I'm talking about me, like actual me. It's just weird, you know. I need to be something completely weird to hold your attention. So here we go. We're looking for, hold on, get back to we're looking for, how can I get your attention, tell you a story, and then sell you should keep watching. Took story pitch is what that is translated. That's what we're doing. Let's have some fun. I'm showing you a gamer video. I didn't have this in mind. I just happened to go on my YouTube because I'm only a gamer because my kids want to be gamers. And I watch these to help my kids. And this just happened to be on. Here we go. Someone repeat to me what we're looking for first. I almost messed up. I almost fooled around and assumed people was on the same page.
We're looking for how they're going to get our attention.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the story and convince us to keep watching, all in 15 seconds.
That's right. How is this applicable? All that genius stuff Pam Norris and Phil was doing, that's the plan. That's the rest of the story. You got that down pat. Now you got to convince me to listen to all that. You get it? All right. So you got the rest down. That's what you do. It was 2 professional speakers talking. Y'all, right? You murdered that. It was gold. Now we got to get you to keep watching. In the internet world, we don't give people a chance. That day is over. That benefit of the doubt day, that is over. I got too many options. No one gets a chance. You better get my attention. Write that down too. That came up by accident, but that was actually good. No one gets a chance. You better get my attention. And that's how we act on the internet. That's how we act on the internet. We're not giving anyone the benefit of a doubt on the internet. We saying if you don't get my attention, you don't deserve it. Why? Because we know it's so much out there. All right, here we go. All right. Now to know what we're looking for, Deanna, unmute your mic and repeat for us, as Pam Norris did, what we're looking for.
We're looking for how it grabs your attention and how it forces you to stay where you are and to pay attention to what they're saying.
All right, by forcing you to say where you are, you meant tell your story. Here we go. One,
Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be figuring out what happens to Leopard Strauss after the end of the game. So Leopard Strauss was a big part of the Red Dead Redemption 2 storyline. So as I'm sure you got...
All right, right there. Now, he doesn't have any introduction. You know, it's just a gamer video. But I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to repeat it. Now, hey, this is, Mr. Boss for the win. That's like his catchphrase. Then hey, everybody, this is Mr. Boss for the win. And as soon as he does that, he's going to tell you a story. And I want someone who doesn't even know about this game to tell me what the story is. So hold on.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be figuring out what happens to Leopard Strauss after the end of the game.
All right. Now, just stop. First, if you... Red Dead Redemption 2 is made by Rockstar Gaming, the same people who do Grand Theft Auto. And this game was the best game of 2019, hands down, award storyline ever. I know it. I was addicted to it, Pam Norris. I couldn't stop playing it. I seriously couldn't stop playing it. I've already beat it 3 times, and it's a long game. It takes you 30 days to beat it. Long game. I already beat it 3 times. I'm still playing it right now. It's crack. I just can't stop it. So I know all about it. So I'm excited. Now that I've talked long enough to try to get it out your short-term memory, that was on purpose, someone tell me, what story did he tell? The name was Leopold Strauss. Someone who doesn't know anything about this game, unmute your mic. Getting scared. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna play it one more time for confidence, and this time I won't trick you and dump it out your short-term memory like I did. This time I'll let you keep it. Here we go.
So Leopard Strauss was a bit... Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be figuring out what happens to Leopard Strauss after the end of the game.
All right. What story did he tell? No, not you. You can't. You're the freaking teacher. And you watch me play the game. I need someone who doesn't know any. Do you know about this game, Pam Norris?
No, never heard of it.
All right, good.
So,
what is he telling you is going to happen?
that he's going to look at the rest of the story. What happens to Leopold after the game? Like, what's the rest of the story? On Leopold.
Now, that's a big deal, y'all. Okay, congratulations, Pam Norris. You get it now. You get it. What he did was he put the story and hook in at the same time. I mean, not the story hook, the story and pitch. Hey, everybody, Mr. Boss for the win. I'm going to teach you what happens. We're gonna find out what happened to Leopold Strauss at the end of the game. if you don't know, more than likely, he's a major player, a major figure in the game, a major character in the game. These games are like movies now. And this is after the game. When you beat the game, the whole gang disbands in bloody death, so to speak. This is a major deal if you're his customer. If you're his customer, you want to know this. Everybody following that? But Pam Norris understood it. She's not his customer. And that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to communicate your story so well in 14 seconds, everybody understands it, customer or not.
Antonio, but
Go ahead.
But I also don't know anything about the game, and why I didn't unmute my mic is because I thought I didn't understand anything, because it was so simple for me. It didn't intrigue me just to know what is this person doing after the game. Now you are saying that it's very interesting if they reveal you up, but to me it was like, what do you mean happens after the game? So I wasn't sort of intrigued. You know what I mean? You're absolutely right. And you're right. He's like, well, why is this guy important? He never tell you he's important, because in this case, he's only talking to people who are searching for Red Dead Redemption on the YouTube. So everyone in his, it's kind of like some of your sacred texts, like regardless of whatever you believe in, the writer was talking to that audience, not a 21st century audience. And they just assume you know some stuff because they're not talking to you. A great example of that is in the Christian Bible, in the book of Matthew, starts off with King Herod, ends with Pontius Pilate. It never gives you a political explanation of why we go from a king to a governor. I won't give it to you either right now because it's not this class. Point is, Matthew just assumed you knew, because he wasn't talking to Antonio. He's talking to his audience. The same way this guy was just talking to his audience. Does that make some sense to some of you? But it was very well communicated. Great. Here's some other people that you probably don't know. And we're going to see what they do in the first 14 seconds. And then I'll explain to you who they are. And they are a big deal, just probably not to you. It's probably not to you. So here we go. First 14 seconds. Let's see what happens.
What's going on? So there seems to be a bit of a common misconception that YouTubers make a lot of money. We had a couple of comments in the past that exclaimed they thought we lived dream lives because we could sort of
make a full-time living out of YouTube.
Which is not true. Oh, God. Which is not true. And we kind of wanted to take this opportunity to break down what a mid-range kind of YouTube channel
show you literally exactly what we make month to month.
Yeah.
Boom. So this was a 30-second one, not a 14-second one. Now, these guys have 1.74 million subscribers. Can y'all see that? And not only that, what's the name of that? Patreon? Mm-hmm. And they push all their lawyer fans to this site. Why? Because you don't get paid much from YouTube. This is these same people. This is, look y'all, their fans support them $12,000 a month. That's how they put out fantastic videos. Their fans help support them. All right, 3 likable guys, they put out fantastic videos. So this is why they send people away from YouTube. I'm just trying to show you, these guys are pulling in $12,000 a month off 1,600 people. Now they have I think, is there stuff on Kickstarter? Kickstarter.
I want y'all to pay attention. Y'all don't know these people. I do. But I want to show you how important the 30 seconds is, or 14 seconds, and how everyone who is making money is doing it. So it's time for you to do it. Viva the dirt. There it is. They're coming out with a new movie, and they're asking their fans to support. Y'all, pay attention, yo. They launched this 10 days ago. They have a goal. Look, right now, somebody just gave while I'm looking. Did y'all see this? Pam Norris, could you use some of this?
Absolutely. Oh, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They doing this for a movie. No. Yeah, no. They posted this 10 days ago. They got 10 days left in the campaign. How many of you would like to raise from your fans $247,000? So let's pay attention to how they sold this. Let's pay attention to their video. Watch it. Hook, story, pitch.
Hey guys, we are so excited to announce our first official Kickstarter campaign, Balin's Route. It's a 20-minute short film set in the world of Epic Empty Seamen.
Now, what is the story about, you might ask? Let me tell you. The story is about everyone's favorite fisherman, Balin, and his daily scripted path around Azeroth. However, on this particular day, he runs into an adventurer played by Ben. And he's in the middle of an escort quest, escorting a young NPC character called Willow back home safely to her family. But
All right. Now, you would have to follow them and know how big of a deal this is. They got this little show. It's a huge deal. Point is, they just did it again. They just did it again. They just did it again. In fact, let's play a game. Let's go to their Facebook page. I tell you, my computer is mad at me, y'all. 1.1 million subscribers on YouTube. On Facebook. Look, over 90% funded. They're updating it. This is a show that's spent off a show. Now, I don't even know what's here. I typically consume them on YouTube, but not Facebook. Move, Facebook. Do something. There we go. Watch how they do it. So this guy here basically has the same. It's NPC. The name of the show is called Epic NPC Man. NPC stands for non-player character. Non-player characters in video games typically have one line, and this guy is notorious for his only one line. It's crazy, but watch how they hook. Just, you know what? Just pay attention to the first 30 seconds.
Morning. Nice day for fishing, ain't it?
It sure is. Have a great day. I wonder where he goes. I bet it would make a great story. Hey guys, we are so excited to announce our first official Kickstarter campaign for Balin's Route. It's a 20-minute short film set in the world of Epic NPC.
Yeah. The important thing is that it stars me as Balin the fisherman. Morning. Nice day for fishing, ain't it?
Nice. Are you going to give them any more information?
I think that's all they need to know. I know that.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. You head over to our Kickstarter.
Well, the story is about Balin and his scripted path around the world of Azeroth. However,
All right. Now, obviously, you can see they're friends. You know, who immediately liked these guys when you saw them jumping up around and stuff, just for no reason? Now, you don't know anything about them. You just like them, if that's your thing. Doesn't matter. What matters is they're all doing hook, story, pitch in the first 14 seconds. This is extremely important. It is valuable. It is what you need to be doing. Let me give you some more. I'm going to go back to YouTube. This is just what's on my page. Let's go with type in someone. I think I showed y'all this not too long ago. I'm going to go with, oh, you know what? This is coronavirus.
So what is it?
I want you to pay attention to Patrick Bet-David. Pay attention to what he does in the first 14 to 30 seconds.
The stock market dropped 9.1% in a single day. Not a stock. The market drops 9.1%. So why did the Chinese stock market drop 9.1% in a single day? Not a stock. The market drops 9.1% single day on February 3rd, 2020, after the coronavirus pandemic spread and all over the place, to the point where Apple, Microsoft, Samsung, Google, Tesla, all of them have plants. They have tens of thousands of employees in China working for them. They send everybody home. They shut them all down. The province of Hubei, 50 million people living there. They cannot leave the province. I'm at a Goldman Sachs meeting last week with the chief investment officer. She's on stage talking about coronavirus. Everybody's talking about this and how it affects them. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the pandemics in the past and how many death tolls we've had, the different conspiracy theories we're hearing about, then how the market responded 6 months later, 12 months later, both in the U.S. and worldwide, when a virus like this took place in the past, and how all of this affects your finances.
All right. He did that in 56 seconds. Remember I said sometimes you can do a minute, it better be good? That's what that was. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, he did this February 18th. That's a week before America start catching cases like it is now. You see how he caught your attention? How he then told you a very in-depth story of how it applies to you? And then he pitched you. This episode, I'm going to need you to watch some more, basically what he said. All right, let me pause real quick. If you have learned anything, will you unmute your mic and freely say what you have learned? If you have learned anything you've picked up that I can't teach. Anyone?
Yes.
Okay, Catherine.
Yes, I learned. And also I learned the power of repetition in teaching because, and also I learned the power of focusing on one skill or on an idea rather than giving people more ideas and then somehow skips the importance of it. And so I learned that because we've been talking about this hook story pitch, and every time it somehow reinforces. So this time I understood, and of course we knew that, but somehow it gets deeply ingrained, right? That before we are doing our teaching or class, we need to have this 14 to 30 seconds pitch so that we intrigue people to listen, because we are literally bombarded by information, and we need to deserve for people to listen to us. And I also like that soundbite. You don't get a chance, right? You better get my attention. That is indeed true. So, yeah.
Brilliant. I didn't realize that was a soundbite. Yeah, sure was. Yes, brilliant. Y'all heard that? Everything she said, I completely agree with. And I didn't even think about the repetition and sticking on one point. So good stuff. One more person. Who else learned something that you would like to share, or whatever? It doesn't matter. Who else? Okay, Pat.
It doesn't matter if you have a rest of a story if you don't first get people's attention and get their buy-in to listen. The story becomes irrelevant because they'll never get to it.
Not on the internet. You're absolutely right. That brilliant. Remember, y'all, it's not about being the best writer. If you're going to write a book, it's about being the best seller. The best sold books are not the best written books. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about being the best seller. Go ahead, Susan.
I was just going to say the last one I really liked his graphics in the background because it gave him, to me, some sort of instant credibility because he had all that information showing.
Yep. Facts. Absolute facts. Absolute facts.
Antonia, in terms of practical application, if I want to do right now YouTube videos and also post them on LinkedIn, should I do this 14 seconds? And then in a way, like when I was a journalist, we were like editing, like make a pause with a video, with a picture or whatever, and then start the main part, or you can do just flow, like a flow, 14 seconds, and then you just start the entire video?
Both. You can do both. On stage, you can just make it all flow in one. That's exactly what I do and what I've most certainly been doing lately. My transitions typically, when you hear me pitch, it's typically saying, by the end of this video, I'm going to, I typically say that. I have no intentions on changing it anytime soon because it's for my brain, for me to know that I'm getting ready to transition to what I really want to talk about. So I'll say, actually, well, you know what? Pause real quick. Let's examine that great philosopher, Antonio T. Smith Jr., I believe is his name. Let's examine that real quick. You ever want to crush competition, let everybody know that you're the only thing worth being? Let me tell you a story. I remember when I first started off, people thought that they were competing with me, but they did not. Now they're out of business, so they had to go hold their tail back to where they came from. By the end of this video, I'm going to convince you 37 different ways and teach you how to absolutely murder your competition. All right, that took me 26 seconds. And then... all right, that comes right. That took me 26 seconds. 26 seconds. For me, I can do it all in one flow. And right after that, I said, absolutely murder your competition. And I just pause for a second. Number one, I don't need the video to stop. I just go, number one, just real quick. Does that help you, Catherine? Like you can do it all in one, or if you're doing it professionally, you can do that one and have it cut. It's up to you.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So if you're selling from, if I get on stage, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a rapport with the audience by, don't you explain that well? Don't you know how to explain it? Okay, I think she's got something written down as she explains that. I can explain it, but I'm not going to explain it as good as she's going to explain it. I don't mean just build a rapport. I want to create conflict is what I'm really saying. I'm going to either create a conflict in you or create a conflict in you for me, or just create an environmental conflict or something. But I'm going to create a conflict next. One sec. You ready? Okay, she's got something. Go ahead.
Everything in Tony, your story builds your rapport with your audience. They have to know that you are a real person. So as you tell them your story, as you build your rapport with them, they'll more likely fall in love with you and follow you. But they have to start off with knowing you're a real person.
No doubt. No doubt. Absolutely. Who's seen Rudy? Movie Rudy? It's been a while. E.T. All right, E.T. Shawshank Redemption. You know? Okay. Another classic. Green Mile. Lisa Jones says seen that, seen all of them. Yep, Green Mile. Forrest Gump. Yep, definitely Forrest. Okay. All these movies have lovable characters, but it's not because they had an easy life. Yeah. How about Five Goes West? Yeah, remember that? That went all the way back for that. That's not what it was called. It was called American Tales. That's what it was called. It was American Tales. Yes. Look, I went all the way back for that one. Bambi. You remember Bambi because Bambi got shot. Or Bambi's mom. Right? Look, you see Paradise? Oh, but that's why it's Cinderella. But you wouldn't like Cinderella if she wasn't mistreated. Can I push that further? Would you remember Jesus if he wasn't crucified? Conflict. Please, y'all, hear me. What's up? That's in one of your... Conflict makes me relatable. Yeah, you asked me to teach you the story. 14 seconds, you need to catch my attention, hook, story, pitch. And then the next thing, you need to start immediately creating conflict for me. Immediately. I'm not saying being abrasive. You need to create, and let me give you an example. Go ahead. Sure.
The only way for your audience to reach the same epiphany that you reached that got you where you are is you have to tell them your conflict. That's a part of your story. So if like Antonio always tells us, we don't like perfect people. Would any of you follow Antonio if you ever knew he, from the ages of 6 to 14, he was homeless and lived in a dumpster, and now look at him, he's a millionaire tapping on billionaire? Would you ever follow him if you didn't know his conflicts?
Probably. But if I acted like I was perfect, you wouldn't. And if I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, you wouldn't. You get what I'm saying? And there's a silver spoon in my mouth crowd. Y'all ain't it. You understand what I'm saying? Conflict. Ice Buddy needs to immediately create a conflict for me. And then you need to walk me out that conflict. You know, so no, explain it. You Russell Brunson has a teaching. You just called it something. Okay. I don't know it the way I just know it from different. I know it because I read stuff, but we probably read the same stuff. Keep going.
So in my studies that I've been doing that Antonio has me zoned in on right now, there's something called the Epiphany Bridge. What Antonio is explaining is the Epiphany Bridge. What got you, if you don't make your audience walk the same journey you had by going backwards to the beginning of your story and telling them when you had that aha moment, like my epiphany example, I was an apartment manager. Everything was going good. But one morning I was sitting in my office one day and I got tired of waking up every morning with knots in my stomach, going to sleep, crying myself to sleep at night because I was doing something I didn't want to do. Like, have you ever been in a position where you just sat there and you were like, I'm not doing this anymore? And one morning I was sitting in my office, all of the lights were still off, and I was just sitting there and I started crying and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. This is not what I was meant to do. If I'm going to work this hard for somebody else's dream, I can put forth the same energy to mine. And that's when I was like, you know what? I've been watching Antonio for a while. I'm going to reach out to him. That's my epiphany bridge. But when I'm breaking it down to you, I'm explaining to you my conflict. Waking up every morning with knots in my stomach, crying myself to sleep, that's my conflict. My epiphany bridge is, if I'm going to sit here and do the same thing here, why can't I do it for myself? So what led me to the epiphany of reaching out to Antonio was me getting tired, the conflict that I was having within myself. You have to go back to that moment where you had that epiphany and break it down to the next person so that they can walk through that same epiphany with you. It might not be identical to yours, but put them in that emotional state. Put them in that emotional state so they can come to their own epiphany. And once they come to their own epiphany, you got them. And if y'all ever pay attention, Antonio does it all the time, and Miss Pam does it too. She's like, when you're traveling and you have your family with you, you can't do as much traveling as you would normally do because your medicine has to be refrigerated or this or that. But what if you had that moment where you can freely just be able to be free and travel like you want to because you have your ice buddy? And when she tells her story about what brought her to that, Miss Pam is literally all about changing lives. So when it comes to, you're passionate about what you're doing. So don't do what they call the technobabble. Don't give them the technobabble. Like one of the examples is when you're talking about, anything technical. If you're selling an energy drink, don't talk about the tamarine and the whatever else is. Don't talk about that part. Talk about that moment. What got you to that energy drink? Man, one day I was just sitting there and I couldn't stay awake for nothing. And I got tired of falling asleep in the middle of trainings and missing vital information to my life. So I was just sitting there one day and a friend was like, hey, have you ever tried this drink right here? And I was like, man, no, I haven't. And so one morning before I got into my training, I tried this drink and it gave me the energy I needed to really just stay awake, get all the vital information that I needed. And it changed my life because all that vital information was information I needed to boost my career, to get me to the next step. That's why I drink this energy drink. So what vital information are you missing because you keep dozing off in the middle of a training, or are you missing life because you don't have the energy to go out there and play with your kids? You have to develop that epiphany for them. It's that epiphany bridge, but you can't make them have the epiphany. You have to go back to the beginning before your epiphany. Tell them the story before your epiphany. Tell them what brought you to the epiphany and why you do what you do. No.
Yeah. Don't, Deanna, epiphany bridge, take us to the bridge. We're getting some amens in the chat. Don't show me your expertise. Show me how you're my assistance. I think I want to say that again even better. Don't show me your expertise. Show me how you make it easier for me to get it done. So whatever you offer. Pam Norris said, you're so good, all caps.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can do this in an even cooler way. If you are having a hard time grasping this, which you're not, I mean, this is pretty simple, but if you're having a hard time, you're getting it, but it's like, man, I don't remember the steps. Don't worry, I got you. You just need to familiarize yourself with the hero's journey that I keep bringing up. And I'm basically telling you in the first 14 seconds, I need to see step 1 and step 2 of the hero's journey. Step 1 and step 2. As soon as you get out step 1 and step 2 and get into the rest of the story, you need to first start off with me departing home. remember, let me pull it up real quick. I have for y'all. I remember I showed it because I still got it all large so y'all can see it on the screen. I never even decrease the font. So I'm gonna go back, show you the hero's journey again. There's a book called Hero Thousand Faces. I'll show you the book. I'll show you the book too. Hero's Ordinary World, Call to Adventure. I need to see these first two things in 14 seconds. If you're having a hard time catching the language that we're given, it's okay. Just study all 12 of these stages and know in the first 14 seconds, you need to run me these. Hey everybody, here's your ordinary world. I'm gonna tell you a story that's gonna call to adventure. By the end of this video, I'm either going to reinforce this adventure or be your assistance. But no matter what, as soon as I get out of that, I'm going to start showing conflict. Why? Because I need you to subconsciously believe that along your journey, I am the divine connection that's going to help you depart. Oh, I'm talking today. Now I'm talking. I need to convince Catherine. Let me show you to you in action. Let's see. Let's pick another one. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pick another one. Everyone's life is a hero's journey. Mine is just most certainly. Mine is a more marketable hero's journey. That's for sure. I have to go through hell to get it. But everyone's living a hero's journey. Now, I'm going to show you another video. You can't see this on because I shared notes. That's right. I should have shared my screen. That's okay. I got it. No. I'm going to show something real quick. I'm going to go to the internet real quick. Let's go with this one. 7 signs should be successful. It was top 3 ways corona something. I'll stay and look at it. You can see this, right? In the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, said, man, there's something else that I forgot. You ever woke up in the morning, 3, 4? You ever woke up in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning in your little ordinary world? Yep. That's what I'm saying. Step 1. 4 o'clock in the morning, said, man, there's something else that I forgot to do. Well, I've got 7 things, there's 7 signs that are going to let you know if you're successful and if you're waking up in the morning is worth it or not. By the end of this video, I'm going to convince you if you're on the road to success or if you're not. And if you're not, don't worry about it. Now I'm interjecting. Don't worry about it. It's easy. Disciplines you can learn. By the way, you should probably learn them from me. You got some work to do, but the work is possible. I just put that there for just entertainment, just so you can know that's my sloppy handwriting on the board, and these are my ideas. And please know you're getting my fresh thoughts. I just do that. What are the 7 signs? All right, what are the 7 signs? Now, the rest of this doesn't matter for this training purposes. What are the 7 signs? I'm going to go number 1, and I'm saying I'm assistance. I'm assistance. Ice Buddy is your assistant. Humor Consultants is your assistant. Catherine's book is your assistant. T&L Construction, your assistant. Liddell's Church, Chris's camera, all of us, Michelle's new nonprofit, we're your assistant. We are here bridging the gap between where you want to go and where you want to be. All right, Pam, I'm gonna use my phone real quick. Is this helpful or confusing?
Oh, this is very helpful. Very helpful.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So basically, so let me share the note again. What I just did, and some videos are stronger than others, and that's okay, as long as it's there. And then I need to see these first three things up front. And then you're departuring now. But I need to tell you, how am I going to show you? Let's go back to the original conversation. What was it? What's the low-hanging fruit that they were talking about? Oh, the vaccine. Ladies and gentlemen, the vaccine is over a year. What are you going to do until then? Well, for one, I'm not telling you Ice Buddy can assist, but ain't nobody else helping you. So you have no choice but to assume Ice Buddy is the assistance because you're on the Ice Buddy channel, aren't you? And I'll just walk you through the rest of these. So what are the rest of these? If I haven't sent this to you before, you can actually just, hold on. But I don't even want you to, give me a second. But you don't even, I don't want y'all, you don't even have to depend on my notes. Hero's journey explained. I'm sure someone like me, all right, look at that, right there. There you go. Now you don't need my notes. I just put it right there in the chat. There's the explanation of all 12 steps. Now, why you should know the hero's journey, it's a different conversation for a different time. Now, let's play a little game now. That's an hour and a half of examples. Hour and a half of teaching you how to tell the story. You don't need to perfect your story. We just need the first 14 seconds. Liddell, are you in a position to talk? He'd be praying for people. He probably, in Columbus, it's crazy out there in Columbus, y'all. The stories I keep hearing, I'm telling you, they acting like they in Miami Beach or something, gang affiliated. I mean, it's crazy out there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, buddy. All right, I want you to take, is it going to be your brand, your church, you pick one, and you're going to do it for all of them. Deanna's going to walk you through it. But which one are you choosing? It doesn't matter.
that's
Actually, let me help you out the most because you're so humble. You're gonna pick the one you don't need. Pick the one you want the most. If you, yeah. Because I don't want it just to be an example. I want it to be a launching pad for your next video you about to shoot. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
The reason I haven't shot a video is because I had to style my eye for like 4 days, man. That's why I haven't shot a video. I got it ready.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. The next time that happens to you, if you want, you don't have to do it, but if you want, then you just sit up there and say, well, listen, I got this thing over my eye, and it's so blocking my vision, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about.
I thought about it. Get out my head, man.
When things stop your vision, right? Man, turn out. Listen, man, I ain't catching the coronavirus. Let me tell you, I ain't doing that. But if I do, watch me have a whole program off of it. I ain't playing. I ain't playing. Pam, I'm not gonna get sick for no reason. God dog, the Lord that made me sick. Let me go ahead and profit off it or something. I ain't taking no L's for nothing. I'm gonna start a temporary podcast or something. Living with Corona. I don't know. I'm gonna do something, God dog it. I ain't catching it though. All right, Liddell, which one you choosing? Is it the global brand?
I'm gonna choose a preschool, man, because I've really been working.
The preschool.
Yeah.
All right, Deanna, you ready? He needs to fit the preschool in Corona. And somewhere, I'm gonna give y'all a hint. I don't want to hear nothing first about how you gonna help my kids. I don't want to hear nothing about how good your program is. Now, first,
Right.
I want to hear how you gonna keep my kids safe. Come on, Deanna, take it away. That's the first thing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Can I drop him off, her off, and pick him up the same way? And I ain't talking about predators. Right now, I'm talking about bringing him back with corona. I ain't trying, because these other kids is dirty. Yeah, these other kids they got dirty parents. I'm not saying that's real. I'm just saying what's in my head. Because you're so, all right. So I'm coming for, all right, let's go. Go ahead, Deanna.
Personal experience. If you're talking to parents with new kids, afraid to drop their kids off for the first time.
You mean new kids like first parent?
Yeah, like first parent. My kid is just now old enough for me to drop him off. When you're developed, the first thing, like the epiphany, what made you comfortable with dropping your kid off for the first time? And now there's the coronavirus. So how do I know it's going to be okay for me to drop my kid off to you and I get him back the same way, corona free? That's how you started off. But touch their emotions. I understand. I'm a father too. The first time I had to drop my son off anywhere, I was like, okay, I had to do my research. I had to understand, because this is mine. This is blood of my blood. This is my name. So I have to make sure that when I drop them off, they're safe. So I'm here to let you know. Here at
No, let him do.
Okay. Now, and now you take it from there.
Okay. Here at Kingdom Kids Academy, we
want
to
Pam Norris did.
Okay. I'm sorry, Ladil. So first, where do you fit in the corona? Where does your school fit? Like, because earlier we were explaining how Miss Pam explained how her company fits into the coronavirus, what's going on, how it's affecting the world, but how she fits within it. So first, where do you fit? Where does your school fit into the coronavirus?
How do we fit? That's a heck of a question. Like you said, we want to guarantee safety, but I want to be able, what I'm going to do is be able to give them corona information sent home with the kid, even outside of them being with us. Is that what you mean when you say fit? I'm not sure what that means for me.
He said that how they fit is he wants to give the parents information about the coronavirus, not, so to inform them with their kids, because he said he's not sure.
All right, so
right now he's talking about education and disease prevention. Let's hear from you real quick, Susie. So stay unmuted, Liddell.
It's kind of interesting because Monday night, the last 2 Monday nights, we have worked on creating your story. And if he were to listen to the week before, and then we uploaded a story worksheet, and then the description, and you start with either with a conflict or decision or discovery. So right now there's a conflict with the coronavirus and the kids at the school. Then you go over, and right up there it says hero's journey. So we're on the same page here. And what's the call? This is the hook in the story. The call, what are the obstacles in the way? And then what are some resolutions? And then what's the new wisdom that you learn from that? And in the story, the body of the story, you include your senses, how it makes you feel, different things like that, time and space. And then the transferable metaphor is connecting the story to the listeners' lives. from the beginning, shape the story toward fulfilling their needs. The metaphor needs to link with their lives in a way that gives them a new wisdom, applying the words directly to the audience.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'm glad that we're on the same page. That's actually fantastic. Liddell, your homework should be go back and go listen to those last 2 weeks. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I was in one. I'm gonna win before. I didn't get the last one.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, Gianna, right now he's talking about disease prevention and educators. So come here and take back home how to take care of your children. Get it? All right. Good stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Are you currently communicating to me that you have enough enrollments right now?
We still have room.
Well, hold on. Let me ask a more tighter question.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with anything you said. You know it's disease prevention and education. Boom. Without trying to lead you, right now your plan focuses on retention.
Got you.
Because you're saying,
right,
y'all take this back out.
Right.
So you're assuming, or at least insinuating, you have enough in that they can start taking back out, and you want to help the current parents of the students that you have. Is that what you're communicating?
Yes, that's what I communicated. I see what you're saying.
Good. Yeah. No, nothing wrong with that. Because if you want more, we need to add a third element. If you get it, if you want retention and recruitment, we're missing a third element.
Yes.
I don't know what it is right now. You get it? We may have to modify the education.
Right.
And make it, I mean, we can just start you a 5-minute tip class online, and that'll solve that problem. You get what I'm saying? You just start your show with the education. Right now we're talking about printed education, but if you want to recruit as well, then you need to throw that online so people can see it. The reason I'm saying there's no recruitment in effect because no one's going to see it but a select people. Right. Nothing wrong with that. Because if you right now you sound like a doctor that got all the patients they want. Please, no new patients. All the ones I have pay their bills. My lifestyle is straight. I don't want any more new patients. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. How many of y'all ever call a doctor looking for a new doctor? And it's like, yeah, we're not accepting new patients. All right, that doctor hit his target. Found him a bunch of filled Susans and Pams. And, get in, get out, don't complain, do what they say, pay their bills on time. He ain't worried about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So let's decide real quick and then we get Pam Norris. Mm-hmm. Are you perfectly okay with retention? Well, obviously you want retention, but do you currently want us to help craft recruitment as well?
Yes.
All right then. Well, I accidentally did it. Just a little 5-minute show or something online. That's one way. Deanna, think of me another way. And then get Pam Norris. Oh, no, get Pam Norris first. Go ahead, Pam.
I was just thinking you could say, bring your child here, and we're going to teach them how to keep themselves safe. We're going to teach them the proper way to wash hands. We're going to create games that they can take home, because should you have to be quarantined, your child will want to stay engaged. So we're going to teach them or create games that they'll want to play at home should you have to be quarantined. So I think it's about teaching children how to be self-reliant and self-sufficient. Their parents don't have the time to teach them that, but that's what your daycare can do for the children.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Boom. Boom. Hygiene and Potty Train University.
That's it. That's it.
You get what I'm saying? I just took her idea and wordsmithed it. It's her idea, right? And that's your company. And you're going to teach the kids how to have great hygiene, and you're going to do potty training. And it's free, y'all. It's free. You bring your kid here, we would potty train them, and we would teach them hygiene. Absolutely no charge. Really? What if I'm not even a member? You could be a member, no charge. It's all right.
Right, right.
All right, now I'm here. Well, good. Well, listen, we go ahead and put them in there. Hey, little Ronnie, this is what you do, okay? This is how it works. Here's a little free hand sanitizer. Wash and sing this song. Sing this song while you're washing. That's 20 seconds. A, B, C, D. All right, you do all that stuff. Man, there's your diaper station. This is what diapers look like. Can you point to the wipes? Good. 10 minutes. All right, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you would like continuous education in the university, all our members get this continuous education daily for free.
Right.
But we want to definitely train all the public. We just want to give back. We just want to make sure that Columbus, that Eagle Lake is ready for the coronavirus and anything else. So we are bring all of you can bring your kids. You do not have to be a member of the daycare. You don't have to do anything. Just bring your child. We will help you for 30 minutes, for 10 minutes, send you back. We'll take care of them.
Right.
Well, how many times I can do it? Oh, we do it every day. You bring for 30 minutes every day.
Right.
Sure can. You treat them like a Zoom call. This is why Zoom does this. I use that stuff for free, 40 minutes. Yeah. And if you want to do class like Antonio, we're going to need $14 a month. Please, sir. Please, sir. Oh, you want to share the social media? That's an extra $49.99.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Right on.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And you got something too? Go ahead, give him something. Hold on, you better be writing that down.
Hey, man, pen smoking over here, homie.
Antonio always teaches us how to be a resource.
Yes.
Why can't your school be a resource as well?
Yes.
Your online presence should be just as dominant for your school. But when it comes to kids, you always have to make sure it's okay with the parents. But if you show your teachers teaching the students how to properly wash their hands, how to properly sanitize, how to properly clean your area, and you show how they make it fun for the kids, parents are always thinking of we as parents know our kids pick up on everything. So if we show our kids this, if we show kids having fun, parents are like, okay, so it's not wash your hands, do this, do that. It's oh, look, they're actually having fun, learning how to properly sanitize on a daily basis. And this is something that my child will carry with them for the rest of their lives. Be that resource.
Right.
If I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling and my son is behind me, oh, mommy, what's that? Oh, look. Or if I'm scrolling and he hears kids, whatever he's doing, he stops and comes to me. So if it catches his attention, it'll catch my attention. If you are a school and a resource and it's catching the attention of kids, then just like Antonio said, show them having fun, the songs they're singing. So when a kid hears that, a parent will not mind, okay, come on, let's wash our hands, remember the song, and it's going to pick up and collect. But you have to be a resource. So you can utilize your school as a resource on how to help your children properly have proper personal hygiene.
Yes, ma'am.
So they can stay healthy at any time. Because when it comes to kids in daycare, it's not just the coronavirus. You'll have a kid the very first time they're in a daycare, they're out for the next 2 weeks because their immune system is still low. They haven't had interaction with other kids yet. Daycare is like I
I know.
it's the hosting ground for all. And kids catch everything in a daycare. So if you show that you're the daycare where my kid comes there for the first time and I don't have to worry about he's there for one day and he comes home and he's out for 2 weeks because he caught the common cold. If you're being a resource showing how to properly handle, then I will know as a new parent how to properly teach my kid how to properly have personal hygiene in a fun way. So by the time they get to your school, they're already active in personal hygiene.
Right.
It's extremely important around these times. And that's also where you can fit into the coronavirus in helping parents be more comfortable with bringing their kids to daycare, to school, period.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate it.
All right. So now you know how you fit in. Education, disease prevention. You got your hygiene and Pampa University, hygiene and potty training university. And potty training and hygiene sound better, but since everybody worry about hygiene right now, we're going to put that first. Hygiene and potty training university for your 4-year-olds. You can use Zoom as a model. All the public can come for free for 40 minutes, and they can get all the schooling and education you got. Sure can. Even eat some gold. I would even put gold crackers to the side for when they want something.
Right.
Ain't no doggone kids. Gonna get in there, see some kids with something. I would literally have toys for those kids, and I would visibly write this down. This is one of my ideas I gave Pam Norris in Hawaii. I'm going to do it again, Pam, right here. I would visibly have somebody with, go hand me those real quick. Hold on, I'm going to save my thunder real quick. She's going to hand me something. Cause we ain't. I would purposely put some toys right where everybody can see them. And I know these kids go to those toys. And every time they go to those toys, I would say, hold on real quick, baby. And then I would have someone in a uniform with an apron. I just put an apron on. And then they would wipe the toys. And then say, go ahead, baby. I have it just for show. Sure would.
Right.
Wouldn't even, and his or her orders would be every time a kid go over there, your job is to say, hold on real quick, baby, wipe that toy, and then look, have it over-exaggerated, and then inspect the toy. And then tell them, wipe one more time. She got it the first time. Do you understand what I'm saying? But this ain't about, this is, you're telling the story. Let me show you, God dog. You're telling the story. You understand? The story is, not only is we wiping, but Phil just nailed it. Oh, Phil just made the idea even better. I said apron. A white lab coat. Boy, that's telling the story. That's so good. Yes. That's so good. This is what you're going to do. Here's the toy. And hold on real quick, baby. And then look. Here you go. Every time. Every time. Every time. Remember, you don't need all those parents' kids to join. It's 35% of them.
Right.
And they can come back every day for 40 minutes. Who cares? That 40 minutes ain't hurting you. It ain't what's gonna make your light bill go up. It's on anyway.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's on anyway. 40 minutes. And then if the state got something like, well, there only be so many parents, so many adults, so many kids, that's even better. Because then you say, okay, hold on. We got 20 minutes left for this. What you call them? The Tyra Banks had rotation. We got 17 minutes left for this rotation. If you can just sign here, now you look like you got a waiting list. You following the law.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? You following the law. You're keeping the right parent to children ratio, but everybody likes to go to the mall that's packed.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We all want to go to the restaurant that has a waiting list.
Mm-hmm.
Now you done turned your daycare into a waiting list. Yeah. And then you just, hold on, baby, let me. And I mean, look, I don't mean do the toys inconsistently. That's not what I said. And I didn't say 3 kids come up and you wipe down 3 kids' toys. Nope. I meant, hold on, baby, y'all stand right here. We'll get that toy for you. Let me clean this one. Boom. 1. I want you to create a line. Okay, baby, let me clean this one. 2. Okay, baby, let me clean this one. Inspect. 3. Don't inspect all 3 at once. Inspect them one at a time, because the show, the story is telling everybody, now this is a daycare.
Right.
They actually gonna start defending. They'll start defending you. If they think the daycare is small, they're gonna say, no, listen, no, Pam, it's small, but let me tell you. Or they're gonna say, no, it's a big daycare, but let me tell you, right?
Right.
They're going to defend you to spin your story for you.
Right.
What is this? $6? For a $6 investment, you can make, I have no idea how much you charge for kids, but it's a lot, because that's how much daycare costs. A lot. That's the technical term. A lot.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You literally take your university and it's a free lead magnet.
Right.
And you're the only daycare giving away free daycare and free hygiene.
Right.
40 minutes at a time. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have some people, you're gonna have a mom drop off her kid real quick, go do a job interview, come right back.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and you may even be able to open it up to where you pay, you know how you, well, let me down. I know y'all don't know this, and I don't know it. I read it on the internet. There are some motels that you can pay $35 for 2 hours. I know y'all don't know this. y'all don't know this. I read it on the internet.
I saw it in the movie.
Yeah, I saw it in the movie. You would do the same thing. You say, listen, for $35, you can keep your kid here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's a whole stream of income.
Yeah.
It's a whole stream of income. And the hotter it get outside, the more somebody gonna want somebody else to watch their kids. That's what comes with springtime. I don't know if y'all know that. Spring means somebody else need to watch you for a little bit. I got a date.
Yeah.
Is that helpful, man?
Yes, sir, man. It's right on point. I already sent text messages to the workers while y'all was talking.
You acting like Pam Norris now.
Pam
be in class, changing the whole direction of her company. In class.
Yes, sir. I'm happy I chose that one, because I can see we're about to go in a new direction. That is the direction to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
See right there? That's it. That's how you take, that's how you take, this is how you have all the tools. Now you shape that story. So when you get on camera, what you're going to say is hook, story, pitch. Hey, everybody, I have free daycare. Yes, literally free daycare. Then you're going to tell a story. Are you tired of high prices? Would you like your child to be able to wash their hands like you? Pitch. This daycare, we started to give back to our community during troubled times with the coronavirus, the Hygiene and Diaper University. It is absolutely free, and your kids are welcome and would be treated like paying members of our daycare. Text blah, 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 blah for more information.
Right.
Takes 20 seconds. And then the rest of your video says, let me just walk you around the facility. So whatever, right? Whatever you want to do with the rest. But, you know, whatever you want to do with the rest. That's how y'all do it. Catherine, is this helpful? I'm not. She, you know, she's probably talking in the Pentagon right now. You know, she's important.
No, I'm listening very, very carefully. Actually, I'm literally waiting my turn to ask a question, Antonio. Yes, because when you said that Pam Norris acts immediately, I was like, yeah, I'm the third person. I'm going to change things.
Yeah.
So listen, Antonio, I just have this small question. I thought maybe tomorrow, if we don't have time now, but if we have like a few minutes. Listen, it's exactly related to this topic. And I think life is literally giving me a chance to deeply learn this concept of goal readjustment, you know, because of this coronavirus. Because look what it happened, and everything what you talked in the earlier classes was relevant. You know that I'm just at the beginning, right? Meaning that 2 months I was crazy disciplined and I wrote this course. It's 100 pages. And I also told you before that I was thinking at the beginning whether to do it in a way face-to-face or start right away doing it in online format. But then I told you that I think my power base in a way is starting with people because I have connections, and I also wanted to see people's reactions. I wanted to see in front of them and then have this online version. So right now I finished that phase, and I started this phase with this incredible list made by me. 1 week I made a list, and then starting to reach out to people, to call them for coffee and make this quick connection, and then literally teach. And also branding is the second stage. But then now it's literally sort of the peak, or I don't know if it's not the peak of this coronavirus, so to speak, panic, because people are so disencouraged to see other people. They first of all, they don't care about this, like my emotional intelligence course, I guess, I don't know. I'm thinking that people are readjusting to work from home. Like right now, DC announced yesterday, the DC government announced it's a public concern, and now they can reinforce this quarantine without a legal court approval or something like that. And now everybody works from home. It's literally that scary, so to speak, right? And so it's exactly when I started this phase of reaching out to people. I'm like, okay, I think the universe is trying to give me strength. So of course I will readjust by doing this second stage website, a few videos on YouTube, and the interview for the book. But in general, I'm thinking, like, should I do the online version next? Even before I ever spoke into these people face to face, even I was thinking that this is such a power base for me to connect with these people face to face, as I said. So, I mean, just an insight. I mean, I know nobody knows the answer, and I know everything what I said, it's already a strategy to do in the meantime, the branding, and also to start thinking about online. But I was so much tuned into having a few events, you know, face to face. So, I don't know. What is...
No, the good thing is I know, and I actually know the answer. So that actually works out. that actually works out. Everything, you should do all of that. You should immediately, you should focus on the 100 pages. You should finish your course. You should get out in front online. You should get out in front of the people that you're already connected to. You should also be recording both audio and video, all of that you suggested when you first start talking, and I'll give you some more now. The main thing that you should be doing, your stuff should be split in two. Let me give you the second half first. The second half was split in three, so trifurcated. You want to establish yourself as this resource, as Deanna said earlier. That's number one. I'll skip the middle. The second thing is you want to work your way to collecting information, which I can hear you already trying to do because you said that you'll be working on a website here pretty soon. Makes total sense.
Say again the second one, Antonio. The second one. Say again.
I skipped the second one. The first one is become this resource. Skipping the second one because I'm about to open that one up. The third one is you need to collect this information. So here's the second one that you didn't hear, that you missed because I didn't say it. The second one is
no. Actually, I meant the third one. Collect information about what in general?
You need to get your customers' information. You need to start creating a customer database.
Oh, okay.
Yep, customer database.
Oh,
That's what you want to do.
right. I was going to do it in the third stage. Yes.
Yes. So that's in the first stage now. This is the third step in the first stage. Start collecting your customers. Here is the second thing you're going to do that's going to help you do all of that. This should be for all of you, but very specifically for you, Catherine. She's doing emotional intelligence. Now, there's been some fantastic leadership that has happened in the last 24 hours. Just looking at it. The NBA canceling their season is some of the greatest leadership that you will ever see on planet Earth. And as we've been talking, the MLB.
Sorry, I'm not
Baseball
American
league.
again. NBA, what?
I'm sorry. The National Basketball Association, the number 2 sport in America, the number 2 sport in the world, pretty much. Yeah, basketball is a global sport now. The hundreds of billions of dollars, the number 2 professional sports association in America that has business in China, that goes to the Olympics. They just canceled the rest of the season. And the season typically isn't over until end of April. Third week in April, season is over, and then there's playoffs. They just canceled because one of their players popped hot on the coronavirus, and today the second one, same team, he's tested positive too. Both from the Utah Jazz, and etc. And they canceled the games. That's insanely. NHL just did too. The NHL hockey, baseball, and basketball just canceled. Now the NBA had a lot to lose. There were customers in the stadium. There were fans in the seats, and they canceled. Let me tell you how brilliant this is. Now, why everyone, of course, there's going to be a bunch of people saying, that was stupid, right? But these are the same people that would sue if they got sick. It's the same people. The NBA, this is what the NBA did. I've researched this morning. The NBA hired medical professionals and hired disease medical professionals and said, advise us. Now imagine how much risk you take canceling a season. Not no strikeout, a season. You messing with people. You messing with the TV money, the advertisers money, the sponsor money. You just told every NBA player, you're not getting paid no more, right? Yeah, they get paid per game. If they don't have guaranteed money in their contract, they're not getting paid. Brilliant leadership, because it would have cost more money to have that game. Then they left it open, Catherine, and said, and we will use this hiatus to see how we will move forward. Now, I expect this from the NBA because the NBA has always had cutting-edge leadership. The NBA is pretty drastic in some of the things that they do. Now, this is how Catherine can spin that. Ladies and gentlemen, in my book, what's the name of your book, Catherine?
Oh, I'm studying how to make your book more mediagenic, by the way, with this Steve Harrison. So I don't have
You don't have a title yet, no problem. Got you. Now, it's a working title. I'm sure you came up with 5 titles. You're like, well, not that one. I'm going to change it, right? Yep, that happens to me all the time. In fact, Deanna named my last book, Richest Man in Trash Can, because I couldn't name it. I was stuck. So she named it. Essentially, you now, the universe loves you so much, Catherine, because every day something happens, you now have material for not only for your book, but to build your brand. If someone do something inappropriate, guess what you get to say? In my book, I teach the downfall of such and such. Let's examine, and you get to take this objective approach. We're just going to examine the ramifications of such and such decision.
We're only, now ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a medical professional. What I am is I am an emotional intelligence professional. We're going to talk about the emotional intelligence aspect of this decision. Everybody follow me? And you going to get material. You ain't even got to create material no more. As long as Corona is around, you get free material because governments are doing emotional intelligence decisions, some good, some bad. While China did a fantastic job late, they did not do a fantastic job early. And they'll tell you that themselves, right?
Exactly, and Italy did a not so good job because World Health Organization is like seriously tough on all governments because a lot of things were because they were not taking measures.
Absolutely, and that is all. So that's emotional intelligence from the World Health Organization. That's emotional intelligence from China's leadership. Emotional intelligence from the consumers. The emotional. Go ahead, Adele. Appreciate you, man. Emotional intelligence for the American government, for the lawmakers. What's the emotional intelligence of the media? Is the media peddling fear? All that stuff? You got so much material. Yeah. And this is the material. Don't hide this material. I want you to go public with this material. Get on camera because you're going to use all this material to then sell your book. And you get to put it all out there for free right now. And every time you drop a video, you're going to be getting a new book sale in the future.
And it's also interesting, Antonio, from this point of view of emotional intelligence of ordinary people who have goals right now and which this thing affects their moral and everything, right? That's also a very interesting thing. It made me think when you said, guys, think about how you can use your business to strengthen people, to be of service. Right? Because people, it kind of goes down the morale, and it emphasizes exactly this concept of in the emotional intelligence of amygdala hijack, when it's literally taking time for the CEO of the brain, the what is this, prefrontal cortex to take over. But first, it's the amygdala, right? And so. And it's true, you have to be a little bit hijacked in order to get like mobilized. It's very true, you know, but still then you need to kind of go back to perspective and say, hey, what I can do right now in terms of my goals. If it doesn't work to kind of call people to coffees and organize face-to-face training, maybe I can do something else right now. It's from this book that it's a very simple concept and everybody knows it, but it was stuck with me. It's like you need to learn how to have every single obstacle into your advantage. Okay, so if I cannot do this, maybe it was meant for me to focus more on videos and online right now, maybe. So.
No, it makes total sense. It makes super total sense. And so you got it. Right now, I would literally ride the energy of the coronavirus to educate us on your professional opinion on how we are handling this as a society, as citizens, as governments, as leaders, as CEOs, as economists, as media professionals on emotional intelligence. Because everybody is, me having Deanna, the ATS University is showing you emotional intelligence by not, what was you supposed to teach today?
The customer's perceptions, and they were going to talk about
It's supposed to be customer's perceptions and whatever it was last week, it was the next part of that. But we said no. This is happening right now. What we're going to do is we're going to give everyone the tactical advantage to get off this training and go do a video or something right now to capitalize. And that shows emotional intelligence from us. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Could be poor. Could be below. If you learned a lot, we're on the plus side of positive. If you didn't learn anything, we're on the bad side of positive, right? But even this is emotional intelligence. And you get all this material. You should be doing 3 or 4 videos a day.
Yeah. No,
easily.
you're still right, Antonio. When I switched on the camera, it was Pam talking, and it was what, like 11:58 my time, Washington D.C. And I said, that what means kind of synchronicity or empathy, because I was gonna ask something about that, and Pam was already talking, and then you continued with the topic. So it's like, yes, that's how we match our needs and concerns, right? Thank you.
Yep. Yep. There you go. I hope y'all learned something from that. And thank you, Catherine. That was fantastic. Catherine has a unique opportunity. Actually, Catherine, Phil, and Vastine, y'all are all in the same category. Everything I just said for Catherine, Catherine, Phil, Susan, and Vastine, everything I just said for Catherine, y'all can do the same thing. No problem. Now, let me round this class off by coming to my friend Lisa. Lisa has a bunch of options. She already decided she's going to use her new talk show to take care of that. Now we're going to do the construction company. What Lisa knows is how to get the materials, where to get the materials from, how the materials are working. She also knows the rising prices and falling prices of materials. So what Lisa gets to do is tell me if there's a deal on 2x4 right now, because prices have gone down because of the CNN is actually calling it, ABC, CNN, I think, Corona. I'm getting notifications on my phone. I keep seeing coronavirus effect. They done already dubbed it coronavirus effect. Lisa now gets to tell me what the coronavirus effect has on plummeting lumber prices or rising lumber prices. I don't know, but she does. She can now tell me how the coronavirus is affecting construction, and then take that construction and then tell homeowners, now is the time to renovate your home. This is the perfect time because prices have dropped. This is the perfect time because prices have risen, and you don't want to wait until they rise more. Is that helpful, Lisa? And you go over and over. Yeah. You go over and over. And now she knows the cost of this, the cost of that, cost of this, cost of that, all that stuff. And now she can say, no, ladies and gentlemen, it's now costing you. She knows what it costs to renovate a kitchen. She can now go, all right, everybody, I just want to get on my phone real quick, use my calculator. It now costs 27% less to renovate your kitchen than it did last week. Now is the perfect time. Or, all right, ladies and gentlemen, according to all of this, the coronavirus effect, it now costs 13% more to renovate your kitchen than it did last week. Now is the perfect time to renovate your kitchen, because by next week, this may rise up to 27%. Now, you're not pushing fear, it's just facts with numbers. It's if the prices went down, it's the perfect time. If the prices went up, it's the perfect time. It's always the perfect time, Lisa, because you're in the construction business. You feel me? Yeah. You in the construction business. We could be, a tidal wave could hit. We could be underwater. This is the perfect time, ladies and gentlemen. My construction company, we build underwater houses. It's the perfect time. That's the deal. Now, let me say this, and we're done. I just did a video, and you'll see it later, and I touched on it. The middle class is going to get smashed. But I don't buy materials. Okay, well, you don't buy materials. Apply that brilliance to whatever it is that works for you. The middle class is going to get smashed. I want all of you to take this as a joyful opportunity to create your own economy, now more than ever. People are going to want to create their own economy. All y'all prices just went up. You hear me? Every last one of your prices just went up. Every last one of them. Now more than ever. Now more than ever, they want pictures of healthy babies. Now more than ever, they need the business assessment and the coaching assessment that Phil and Susan have. The more they hurt, the more they're going to run you out. Have you planted enough seeds to reap the harvest that's coming? I want you to know that. The video, it'll be out. If you don't watch the video, there's something I say at the very end. I've been one of the very few people, minority, not black minorities, minority numbers, minority people screaming that the next recession is going to be a global recession. Not a recession, a global recession. Global. The coronavirus makes that more possible. I'm starting to look like Nostradamus. Yes, there's enough industry shutting down. China manufacturing shutting down. Even American-made, handmade cars have Chinese parts in them. Made in America with Chinese parts. The internet has us so globally connected. And the coronavirus is, listen, we've been through SARS and the Black Plague. This is different. Why is it different? Because never before has the world been so connected. Never before. It is now normal to ask someone, did you just fly to Egypt? Did you just fly to the Middle East? That's normal. That wasn't a normal question in the 70s. If you did that in the 70s, you was in Vietnam. Yeah. Plane tickets, $45. Do yourself a favor. People are in a profitable position if you're ready. Let me call on Susan real quick. Go ahead, Susan.
Well, when you said international, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, international airports, we've got the cruise industry, everybody coming in and out. Fort Lauderdale itself is, really at the top of the list of what's going on here. Yesterday morning, I thought, well, I'll go to the store. I was in the store at 7 a.m. and there was a guy, and I looked, and he had a dog with him, walking the dog that looked just like my dog. I would have thought it was mine if he wasn't with it. And he had the real deal mask on, gloves, and he just flew in from Spain. And I'm thinking, you just flew across the world, and now they're, banning people coming from Europe. And here I am thinking I'm getting in there early before people, and this guy's in there, and I'm trying to keep the 6 feet away rule. So I had gloves on. But it's international there. Everybody is everywhere. And, the fear that's out there, everything that's going on. And it's really big here with so many diverse people.
Yeah, that's a real good point. And Carnival Cruise comes right out of Galveston. So we don't have the airports, but we got the cruise industry. And Galveston has no middle class. It's tourism. It's $250 million. 250. I think it's 200 from April to October. It's $250 million that passes through Galveston through tourism, and it's a really big deal because that's the money, right? And they're about to get clobbered because another one of the things I say in the video is global tourism is about to suffer, and I'll tell you about the effects of that. Chris, let me hear from you.
All right. Can you hear me? Because I know I'm driving. Let me turn this down.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
All right. So what do you think I should do to take advantage of this situation? I have an idea, but I want to hear from what you had to say first and see if like I'm probably thinking what you would say.
No doubt. I need to know what you want to focus on. You're like Liddell. You have 50 businesses in one. Are you trying to do media? Are you trying to do your media consulting? Are you trying to do your Soul Productions University? Are you trying to do your photography or something else that I'm not thinking of? Your keynote, because you just did a keynote at Sam Houston University.
We'll go with.
Well, give me the one. Hold on, I know. See, that's why I forgot you. You focus humble. I don't want y'all to be humble. Give me the one that you really want to make some money with right now.
Keynote.
All right then. Now, from a keynote perspective, okay, you got a couple of options. You know some business, but what you really know is marketing. And what you want to do is you want to tell people how to get your, hold on, let me mute you real quick. How to get your message over the noise of Corona. How can, come to Chris Holmes, come to Soul Productions, and we will get your business over the noise of fear and what the media is doing with the coronavirus so people can pay attention to your brand. That's one option. All right, Pam Norris is clapping. That's it. So I'm in the right ballpark here. After this, you can do this keynoting. You can do this keynoting. Then what you want to do is you want to even go more. You get better when you go smaller. I'm not sure if y'all know this. I use a $22 word, myopic. It just means narrow view or narrow. The more narrow and deep your thesis is, your angle is, or we call it a niche or a niche. The more narrow it is, the more money you're going to make. Chris, when you do keynotes, what's the average age?
Average age? Can you hear me? I just unmuted myself.
Yep, I can hear you.
Around my age, so honestly, probably like late 20s and probably up to 35, 6-ish, because I'm talking to staff too as well.
Okay, good. Now, let's take it out of average now. I'm going to ask you a different question. What people group and number and age is most represented in your keynotes?
You said represented?
Yeah, what age
most likely
group
probably, most likely older, because I probably relate to a lot more often because of, life experiences.
No doubt. I ain't even sure about the relatability for a second. I'm asking, what kind of keynotes are you getting? Are they young folk keynotes, or are you getting them at universities? Because it's going to determine your age, your crowd age.
University, most likely university, corporate kind of feel. Because I talk about leadership, communication, that kind of stuff.
Good stuff. So we have a young to middle aged white collar group. So we're going to get extremely narrow with this subject. Okay, you're going to teach them. Well, let's see. Hold on, Susan. Did you have something to say? You might have a good input right here.
No, I didn't have anything to say here.
Okay.
But
okay.
I really like that he's targeting the age group.
Yeah, I can dig that. For whatever I said the first one, because I'm in my zone, I don't even know what I told you the first one. That thing works. That thing. Now, the second one, we're trying to get as narrow as possible. So you need to identify your audience, and then you need to teach your audience how to do a couple of things. One, podcast, because when they get quarantined, and it's going to happen, you're going to want
time.
them. There you go.
Because then I'm like, what can I do? Listen.
What can I do? And guess where they're going to go? they're going to go to the internet because they're going to be bored. And then you're going to develop a podcast or some sort of internet thing that they can go learn how to supplement their income while being quarantined. There it is.
Got it.
Boy, I'm good, boy. I tell you, I'm not even going to be humble with that one. I'm good, right? Like, I just want you to think about that. They're losing employment. One of the other things I say in this video, y'all really need to watch it. I broke his game down. If you are, remember I said, go ahead.
Yeah, because and I'm glad you said that because that was one thing on my head, and I was like, I had to Mr. Brown moment. So I was like, like I think pretty much some people probably want to know how to make money if they get stuck in their house. and when you said that, I was like, yep.
It's going to happen. I told someone, now I will tell you, Duke and Kansas announced they suspended athletic competition for the foreseeable future due to the coronavirus. Duke and Kansas.
And today, literally, I got a message right now. All the big organizations are advised strictly people to stay home, like all these international organizations, which is full in DC. And yesterday, you can't imagine, guys. Yesterday, I read an article which, for the first time, affected me because I'm a strong person. You know what they were saying in Italy? The situation is so much out of control.
That's bad.
They said they're signature away, a day or two away from enforcing these war procedures of not treating old people who don't have survival chances. Not just not treating them because they don't have beds and equipment at all.
Yep.
So I've never heard that.
No, it's bad in Italy. It's bad in Italy.
I said a crazy idea.
Some ideas, just think about that because this is really out of, it's an exceptional thing. They said people who are old, they're not going to be treated at all. So.
Incredible. Go ahead, Chris.
I just had a crazy idea, but it's probably not going to be crazy in your view knowing you.
Nah, give it to somebody.
But I was thinking about, like, what if during this time I would say, like, for a limited time, I will be willing to teach you everything that I know for a limited time to help you grow your business and during this trying time. And those who get in will, like, basically get the fruits of their labor before the limited time runs out, allowing me to get a huge amount of people in my database with no charge, but probably charge later on once they see the value.
I got no problem with that. That sounds fantastic. Y'all heard that? That sounds fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, find a way to tie your product into this crisis. It's not going anywhere. It's ethical that you do so. Find a way, right? Find a way. There's too much attention here for you not to do so. And the money is following the attention. Ain't nothing on the shelf but canned goods, pinto beans. That's it. Nobody like those. That's it. And there ain't nothing else. There ain't no cereal. Nothing. Tie your brand into the coronavirus and then learn from it. And then every time something happens, tie your brand into that too. At all times. The big brands do it. You need to do it as well. In fact, this is so good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this available on the internet. and get us one away for free. Y'all receive that. This is insanely important. Put your brand there because somebody's got to do it. Do it ethically, align yourself, adjust. The companies, there's two people in the middle class. There's two people in the middle class is going to just get clobbered. People who won't adjust. Middle class people tend to be real rigid in their thinking. And anybody getting an hourly wage. Anybody. Anybody getting paid an hourly wage, I don't care what the hourly wage is, you're going to get clobbered. And I explain that in the video and even in great detail. And I'm doing all this in under 10 minutes. If you're on an hourly wage, clobbered. You have to. Here's what's gonna happen next. They're gonna push through some stimulus packages. Now y'all know doggone well that wouldn't have happened. The party that's in right now, that's kind of not party brand. That's not on brand with the party that's in right now. I'm not talking about any people. I'm talking about the party. Do you understand? But they have to. They have to give out money, because the way the economy, all economies on planet Earth works, is Pam must spend so I can make money. And then I must spend so Pam can make money. And if all the companies are going, if they're taking losses, they're taking Q2 losses, they're taking massive losses, Apple, everywhere, they're taking losses. Do you understand? That means that they have to cut back. When they cut back, the companies that support them have to lay off. When those people get laid off, those people are going to go to the government and say, I rightfully should get my unemployment. Then the government is diverting money to different places to heal people, and the system's going to get overloaded. Then the people with jobs working from home are going to spend more money because the light bill is going to go up twice as high, the toilet paper is going to run out twice as fast, and the water bill is going to go up twice as high. So now regular bills become astronomical, and credit cards are going to go up. And when all that happens, people are going to stop spending. And when they stop spending, they're going to jump online and start entertaining and spending online, in-app purchases and stuff like that. And spending online only helps a few companies. The government needs, because we're still an industrial world, information age or not. The government, when you go online, you do know you're skipping the bank. You're skipping the insurance company. You're skipping taxes in a lot of cases. And what's going to happen? The government is going to see this, and they're going to say, we're going to give $750 to each person, $1,000 each person. I'm telling you. Antonio Damas, it has to happen. Because once y'all stop spending, you will force us into a recession. And nobody wants that. You're already unlendable, but you're still spending. Once you become unlendable and stop spending, you shut the whole government down. They finna start handing out money. They're gonna have to. And the media are gonna flip it and bipartisan and partisan. Forget all that. Let them lie to you. I'm telling you the truth. They finna start handing out money. They're gonna have to keep it going. They're gonna have to say, actually, the president just did it last night. The SBA has some money just to give out some loans. That's loans, though. Loans. Just in case you heard, loans for small businesses, SBA. But they're gonna have to give out some more money. It's that bad. When it happens, can you put your company in the flow of that money? It's the only job you really have as a CEO, to make sure your company is always in the flow of money. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there a little longer.
Thank
We'll
you,
see
Antonio.
you next time. Oh, no, thank you, man. Love you more, Phil.
Great
Thank
class.
you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Let's go out there and make some videos. Go dominate right now. Go get your money, everybody. All right.